In another incident, one of their prominent leader of CPIM, Samuel Chakraborty, he was later on the minister also, transport minister, he told that in a children's hospital under the name Dr. Bishi Roy Children's Hospital at Fulbagan area of Calcutta, 5 children died in 2 days, and these agitating doctors has removed oxygen tube from one of the sick child's nose, and he demanded that these doctors must be arrested and properly punished. The next day, it came out in Shatajug, that was another Delhi paper that was also patronized by the CPI people and the party. The next day in the Amrit Bazar Patrika, the superintendent of that hospital, Dr. D.N. Bhattacharya, denied any such incident and flatly told to the press, Amrit Bazar Patrika, that this is a lie that has been published in that Shatajug paper. No children died in Bishirai Hospital out of the protest of the junior doctors. In a meeting later on, in a public meeting, the president of the junior doctors, agitating junior doctors, then told to the people that the complaint of the CPIM people or leader was that it was a rice tube actually, and their complaint was why the another end of the rice tube was not attached to the oxygen cylinder. And you can imagine what should have been the role of the Congress government that time, who was in center and also in opposition in West Bengal. The well-known leader, trade union leader, and sometimes ministers even in the center, Mr. Subrato Mukherjee, in their Delhi Lok Sabha, written mercilessly that this is one of the worst inhuman incident, doctor strike of the century, and these doctors who are not seeing patients stopped work, they should be penalized, their certificates should be stopped, their stipends should be stopped. There another leader and the then Pradesh Congress secretary, Mr. Gopal Das Nag, he was a prominent leader and on-time minister. He also told there is no connections of Congress I with that of this junior doctors movement. All this was published in the then newspapers. I am not uttering anything from my own memory or anything. Once Dr. Amrish Mukherjee, the health minister of that CPIM government, one of the health ministers, told that behind this junior doctors movement, there are many big doctors who had lakhs of money. Multinationals are supporting them. Industrialists are supporting them. And some anti-socials had connivance with the junior doctors. And you know what the CM, Chief Minister Jyoti Basu, most reverend, told to the junior doctors when we met in the first meeting in June 1983. He flatly said that no demands will be made. You don't have any demands. Take tea and go out and go back to your works. I do not like to listen any demands from the doctors. We have connections enough with the people, and people will say us what to do and not to do. Take tea and go back to your work. No demand he considered in the first sitting. But in October, when the agitation was risen to further height, people support pouring in, and the health service doctors, Indian Medical Association doctors, medical service center doctors, Jyoti Basu, the then chief minister, who earlier told that he will not listen to anything, he had to tell that I am sitting in writer's building, my doors are open, you may come, how more bend I will be to receive you and to listen to your demands. And in the first meeting of 11th October 1993, when we entered, 6 representatives of the junior doctors, ABZDF, along with 4 people, 2 from Health Service Association and 2 from Indian Medical Associations. They were our seniors. We saw in the room of the Mr. Jyoti Basu chamber at Writers Building, there were the strike breakers, very few junior doctors who made another organizations sitting on the lap of the health minister of the CPIM government. They were called JDC, Junior Doctors Council of Action. We protested to him that why they are sitting, you have called us through letter. We have come to meet with us to press our demands and to listen to you. What is your sayings, answers on these demands? He categorically told that they will remain over here. They have given service when you stopped service and you are keyless. You violated medical ethics. You have so much strength in your body that you also fractured some police's hand and gherowed even one of the lady superintendent illegally. Immediately we protested. Myself and my another colleague, Dr. Tarun, representative of the Calcutta National Medical College Hospital, stood up and I told, sir, I protest you are calling us as killers, and we have started war against patients. And you also told that we do not know medical ethics. Excuse me, sir, we don't like to learn medical ethics from you. We are learning our medical ethics from our teachers and the people of health service associations and the Indian Medical Association who are along with us. They are our senior colleagues. We have come to you to know regarding our demands. We wanted what? We wanted 24 hours X-ray, ECG, biochemistry, pathological services in all medical colleges. We wanted increase and availability of beds for the dying patients. We wanted improvement of diet. We wanted appointment of the unemployed doctors who are eligible and wanting to go even to the villages. We are wanting to stop most unscientific crunch course of DCMS, Diploma in Community Medical Services, thereby making half-baked doctor. And we wanted that there should not be any lack of safety, security of the doctors and health workers, and stoppage of any sorts of corruptions regarding investigations, admissions of patients, etc. into the hospital premises. Along with that, we demanded that weekly definitive duty hours, like say 48 hours of duty. We wanted that there must be provisions of stipends for the postgraduate students. Then there was no stipend here in West Bengal. And we wanted increase of the meager stipends meted with the junior doctors. And you cannot believe, we from the junior doctors platform, ABJDF, also demanded a comprehensive, scientific, democratic national health policy, declaring health as a fundamental right of the people, not a welfare subject. And also we wanted pro-people drug policy and a comprehensive scientific medical education policy, and that should be run by a neutral expert body having standardizations all over the nations. We wanted to know from Mr. Jyoti Basu, our Chief Minister, sir, we came to you to know replies to our demands, not to learn medical ethics from you. And Jyoti Basu just kept mum. He could not reply a single word after our protest, and we withdraw from the movement. That day's meeting was stalled, and all our rest of the colleagues also came out, and we told to the press that that is the phenomena how the government is treating to our demands. And you will be astonished to believe that on the next health minister, one was Amrish Mukherjee, another was Mr. Ram Narayan Goswami. He is shouting to the people openly that I came from the CPIM's party and I know how to treat any sort of movements. I will teach the lesson to the junior doctors for the lifetime. People voted us to power. I have passed 14 years in the jail. I do not know what is life-saving drugs, but I know how to break movements of these junior doctors. It was published in Azkal Patrika, 3rd November 1983. There was a huge reaction to all kinds of people, including the intellectuals I told you earlier. And in another meeting with the ministers, when we protested against the ad hoc appointment by the government to break the strike to the CPIM people, cadres who are in medical education and training, without completions of their internship even, Jyoti Basu sarcastically told to us very bitterly that there is no right of anybody to go on strike in hospitals. Strike, I call it, is unjustified. And if we had doctors in hand, you will not be able to cease work in the hospitals. Then I have searched out where is my own doctors. If you go on strike for the next time, any more times you will go on strike or cease work, we will appoint ad hoc doctors. Many of the doctors and leaders who are leading the opposition movement today, they were the ad hoc appointee of that time by the rewards of the left front government as they acted as a strike breaker against the general sentiment of the people and the entire medical community. And you know, in this way, nepotism and in a form of illegality, it was indulged in West Bengal Health Service that time by the then left front government. And Administrative Reforms Committee will be astonished to learn that the left front government, after coming into power in 1977, they established a committee under Mr. Ashok Mitra. That was the Administrative Reform Committee. And there was a report in Anandabazar Patrika on 23rd June 1983 that though the left front government has increased the health budget at least threefold since they came into power, but they failed to improve the health services. It was as it is, and for this reason, people have grievances which is genuine. And Mr. Jyoti Basu once in the month of June, while visiting SSKM hospital after assault of an senior doctors by some antisocials and miscreants, then He assured safety and security, particularly in the hospitals and working fields of all doctors and health workers. And he declared publicly all illegal juggies, jhoppadis in the hospital premises, illegal habitants will be removed. And his government's first attempt at SSKM hospital to remove some jhuggies and unauthorized construction, it was protested none other than by the people of Mr. Kalimuddin Sams. He was a minister and a left-hand partner at that time from the Forward Bloc Party, and Jyoti Basu's government had to stop any sort of reform or rectification work in the hospital premises. And that was, in general, the points the then left-hand government treated the agitating junior doctors who brought before the people the real pictures of the hospitals and the health services, particularly of the teaching hospitals. Even one of their junior doctors at SHKM hospital died due to long 72 hours duty. You have come to know that this Avha was also doing her duty more than 36 hours at a stage. Much things have not been changed since the passage of these 42 years. I am telling you of the facts and materials of 1983 movement under the left hand rule. Paresh Chaudhary, one of our colleagues, died. We demanded as to some compensation to the family of the deceased Dr. Paresh Chaudhary. It was denied by the then left-hand government. And another very sensitive incident happened that time in 1982 at a district hospital, Coachbihar, on staff nurse Young. Boranali Dotto was raped and murdered at her quarter in the hospital premises at Coachbihar district hospitals, and none was arrested or apprehended, though CID, Criminal Investigation Department of West Bengal Police, took up the case. And in the public, it was a hue and cry that some of the left-front partners, leaders, Keith and Keynes are involved in the case, so everything was suppressed. In another sensational incident, in the year 1990, some audit team from the central government came to visit some hospitals, health centers in Sundarbans, South Chobis Pargana district of West Bengal. And during their audit, they got some important papers having pilferage, fund manipulation, etc. Fund manipulation, etc. And coming back to Calcutta. In the outer fringe of Calcutta, eastern side, there was a place, Bantala. And there, the ruling party people were prepared, creating a rumor around the villages that some child abductors have appeared in their districts and they're taking children with them. And when their vehicle came onto the spot, they grabbed the vehicle and finally tortured, molested, even raped and murdered one of the health workers, Anita Dhawan, and the car driver. When the thing created a huge hue and cry in entire Bengal, the then Chief Minister Jyoti Basu told, "Emon to kotoi hoy." That means, what is special in it? That things happen off and on. Such was the reaction of the Lieutenant Government Chief that time. Another incident in 2001, in the same institution, Arjikon Medical College Hospital, one medical student, Mr. Soumitra বিশ্বাস, was killed in his hostel, and that was perpetrated. It came out also in the newspapers then, and 2 days Bartaman newspaper is came out again that incident of 2001, and SFI was leading that union and students organization that time, and that boy, as like Abhaya, did know many things of the clandestine activities, trade rackets, corruptions, purchase malpractices, and medical examination systems malpractices, and perhaps for that reason she had to lead a life. Similarly, the pornographic filming and many other things, drugs use, etc., among the students within the hostels were going on that time at GCOS, and ultimately he was killed. His mother, parents died very recently. They complained to chief minister, went to police, human rights organizations. Nobody stood for them, and that mystery or that murder, which was in the same way, they ran the record like it was a case of suicide, still unsolved. What I like to mean from these narrations of the past movement, that it's a great teachings to us that whenever somebody is in power, they behave in the governments not as the people's government or sympathetic to any employees or any sorts of professional peoples who are trying to raise the standard of health, medical educations, or general educations. Then they behave as any other government, anti-people government, and takes polish at their stride to treat any sort of democratic movement. What we are seeing today in West Bengal, in any other state of India also. We, as a veteran in these kinds of movement, as a senior doctor in the profession, who is observing many movements in the health field all over the nation, we have to keep in mind that all friends or supporters who are coming to give assistance today may not be our friends or benevolent to us tomorrow if they come to power or their own outfits come to power in the government. So we must be careful to run our movement, to find out our proper steps, to have justice for Abhaya, justice for Arjikar, and to improve the health services and situation of health scenario in India for the benefit of the common people. Thank you very much.